At dawn, when the first pale light stretches across the horizon, the forest exhales. Mist lifts slowly from the ground like a living breath, curling around the roots of ancient trees and drifting through the narrow corridors carved by generations of animals. This is the hour when the wild is most honest. Before engines growl, before human voices break the silence, the land speaks in its own language, through rustling leaves, distant calls, and the soft percussion of wings beating against cool morning air. In a remote corner of the world, far from marked roads and blinking signals on maps, lies a forest that has learned how to survive time. Its trees are not merely tall, they are old storytellers, their bark etched with scars from storms, fires, and centuries of patient endurance. Each ring hidden beneath the surface is a record of rain and drought, of abundance and hunger. To walk among them is to move through history without turning a single page. High above the canopy, a pair of raptors circle in widening arcs. Their vision slices through layers of green, detecting movement almost invisible to the untrained eye. Below them, a small mammal pauses, nose twitching, sensing danger carried on the wind. Survival here is a continuous negotiation, a balance shaped by instinct and experience. No creature wastes energy without purpose. Every sound, every still moment, matters. As the sun climbs, color pours into the forest. What appeared monochrome at dawn now reveals thousands of shades: emerald leaves, rust-colored soil, flashes of iridescent blue and gold as birds dart between branches. Insects awaken in waves. Beetles polish themselves on leaves slick with dew. Butterflies unfold wings like delicate pages of stained glass. Ants form living highways along fallen logs, transporting fragments of leaves many times their own weight, driven by a collective intelligence older than cities. Water is the forest's quiet architect. A narrow stream winds through the undergrowth, its course adjusted year by roots, stones, and seasonal floods. To the casual observer, it is merely a ribbon of clear water. But to the forest, it is a lifeline. Fish shelter beneath submerged branches. Amphibians cling to the edges, their skin absorbing the coolness. At night, the stream becomes a corridor of sound, echoing with croaks, clicks, and the whisper of current over stone. Every species here is a specialist. The orchids that cling to tree trunks draw moisture directly from the air, blooming only when conditions are exact. Their flowers release scents timed precisely to the arrival of specific pollinators. Miss the window by a few days, and reproduction fails for an entire season. Such precision is not fragile, it is refined, the result of countless generations shaped by trial and error. Midday brings heat, and with it, a subtle shift in behavior. Activity slows. Shadows contract beneath leaves. Large mammals retreat into shaded hollows, conserving energy. Even predators rest, knowing that a reckless hunt in the heat can mean injury or exhaustion. The forest teaches patience. Those who rush rarely last. Hidden beneath the leaf litter, the real engines of the ecosystem work without recognition. Fungi weave invisible networks through the soil, connecting roots in vast underground systems. Nutrients pass along these fungal highways from tree to tree, allowing the strong to support the young and the struggling. This silent cooperation challenges the idea of nature as purely competitive. Here, survival often depends on connection. Occasionally, the forest remembers violence. A fallen giant lies across the ground, its trunk split by lightning years ago. Moss carpets its surface, and seedlings sprout from its decaying wood. What appears as death is, in truth, transformation. The nutrients locked in the tree's body return to the soil, feeding a new generation. In the forest, endings are simply rearrangements. As afternoon clouds gather, the air thickens with the promise of rain. The first drops strike leaves with soft, hollow taps, quickly multiplying into a rhythmic downpour. Rain reshapes the forest in minutes. Dust vanishes. Scents intensify: earth, resin, green life. Animals respond instantly. Some emerge, energized by the coolness. Others retreat deeper into shelter, waiting for the storm to pass. Rain also carries memory from far away. Each drop may have traveled oceans, risen as vapor under distant suns, and crossed continents before falling here. In that sense, the forest is connected to the entire planet, its fate tied to winds and waters far beyond its borders. What happens elsewhere eventually arrives here, carried invisibly through the atmosphere. When the rain eases, the forest feels renewed. Leaves glisten. Pools form in natural basins, becoming temporary worlds for insects and larvae. A frog calls, answered by another, their voices overlapping in complex patterns. Communication in the wild is rarely simple. It is layered, coded, designed to travel through dense vegetation without revealing too much to the wrong listener. As evening approaches, light softens, filtering through the canopy in long, golden beams. This is the hour of movement. Herd animals emerge cautiously to feed. Predators become alert, muscles tightening, senses sharpening. A single snapped twig can trigger flight or attack. The margin between life and death narrows with the fading sun. Birdsong changes tone as day slips toward night. The bright declarations of territory give way to quieter calls, then silence. In their place, new voices rise. Insects begin their relentless chorus, a sound so constant it becomes the background heartbeat of the forest. Owls take to the air, wings designed for silence, hunting by sound rather than sight. Night in the forest is not emptiness, it is intensity. Vision yields to hearing, smell, and touch. The darkness belongs to those who have adapted to it. Bioluminescent fungi glow faintly on decaying wood, cold light marking the work of decomposition. Fireflies flash coded signals, brief sparks of communication suspended in blackness. Somewhere in the distance, a large animal moves with deliberate steps. It knows the paths, the safe passages learned over years. Its presence shapes the forest even when unseen, by the seeds it disperses, the plants it avoids, the trails it creates. Large creatures are architects too, altering landscapes through simple acts of living. Yet the forest is no longer as isolated as it once was. At its edges, the signs of human influence creep closer. The faint hum of machinery, the intrusion of artificial light, the slow thinning of trees. These changes arrive not as sudden catastrophes but as steady pressure. Roads fragment habitats. Noise disrupts communication. Climate shifts alter the timing of rains and flowering cycles, pushing ancient relationships out of alignment. Still, resilience runs deep here. The forest has survived ice ages and fires, floods and droughts. It adapts, though not without cost. Some species disappear quietly, leaving gaps that may not be filled again. Others move, following climates that shift faster than roots can grow. The story of the forest is no longer only about balance, it is about adjustment in a rapidly changing world. Just before midnight, when the moon rises above the canopy, the forest settles into a different rhythm. Silver light outlines leaves and branches, transforming familiar shapes into something almost alien. The stream reflects the moon in broken fragments. An animal pauses to drink, its reflection trembling with each ripple. For a moment, everything aligns: water, light, life. By the time dawn approaches again, the forest has completed another cycle. Energy has moved, lives have been taken and sustained, seeds have been scattered, and the soil has absorbed new stories. Nothing here is static. The forest is a living system, continuously rewriting itself, page by page, moment by moment. To stand within it is to understand how small a single life is, and how powerful it can be when connected to countless others. The forest does not need witnesses to exist, yet it offers lessons freely to those who listen. It teaches patience through slow growth, strength through diversity, and hope through regeneration. Long after footsteps fade and voices fall silent, the forest continues, breathing beneath the sky, carrying the memory of the planet itself.